funny memes right now, and I can't wait for it.
Cool, cool,
Hey,
cool.
what
Right.
time is it there?
So
It is.
I've had to start recording.
I'm
I've
using
had
my phone. It's almost like 2 o'clock
2 o'clock.
in the
Oh,
afternoon.
wow, why am I thinking 5 o'clock? Is that New York? 5 o'clock. You're LA.
Probably New York. New York is
LA.
about three hours ahead of California, I believe. Yeah.
all right.
Hello, Kaywood. First time. Hello, Kaywood.
So
How
K1,
you doing?
thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I was streaming this directly to YouTube, but my streaming settings is something's gone wrong with the firewall, so I'm recording this. So say hi. You're on my channel, Chris's Real Talk. Nice to meet you. How you doing?
It's nice to meet you as well, Chris. Yes.
Thanks for joining
I'm
me.
doing good though. I'm doing good. I'm
Yeah?
enjoying a day off work today.
Cool.
That's
Same for
good.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. So what's going on with like lockdown over there? Because we hear some news over here. We hear some. We've been seeing protests and people standing with guns and rocket
Oh
launchers
my
and.
goodness. It's crazy. Yes, there are people that they're saying that their freedom has been stripped away, so they are protesting to end the lockdown, and
So-
they're saying that it's a hoax, and
Oh,
it's really crazy. And it's just to let everybody know that is a very small percentage of Americans. Most
Oh,
of
of
us
course.
think that they are crazy.
oh,
We're
of
like,
course.
"Dude, we want to stay safe. Like,
Oh yeah.
you're-
I mean, what would you
we
rather
want them
have?
to start right.
Your
We want them to
health
start
or
easing
or your
restrictions.
rights for 6 months? I'd rather have
Exactly.
health.
Yeah, right. And they're trying to ease restrictions somewhat as they see safe. But if these people keep protesting and then law enforcement has to come, people are going to catch it and it's going to spike again because there are protests all over the place. So
Well,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
This just makes sense.
Yeah. But most people are abiding by the rules, and most people are like, even when they lift it, I'm not going anywhere. So it's going to take a while for people to have confidence to go back out into the world.
Yeah.
Quick question. How is the transport, mode transport, like trains and buses out there? Are people really taking the time to social distance and not use public transport only for essential needs? Are they doing that in your country?
Yes and no. The majority of people are, because the ridership has dropped like at least half, even if not a little bit more. But there are people that are joyriding and taking advantage. Certain bus systems are free, so some people are just jumping on the bus because they're bored. Then the homeless, we have a lot of homeless people, especially in California. I think California has one of the highest homeless rates in the country, probably due to the weather. It's probably easier to survive outdoors. But I have had some routes where I'll get like 7 or 8 just homeless people with all their bags, and that's all I'm transporting.
That's
on
sad,
board.
man.
So,
That's sad.
but they have nowhere else to go because most restaurants and stores, stores are limiting the amount of people that can come in, and most restaurants are just doing carry out or curbside service. So they would go hang out like at a Starbucks or somewhere, but they have nowhere to go, so they're jumping on the buses and the trains now. And a lot of drivers are a little nervous about that, thinking about their health and their safety, because a lot of them are not wearing masks, and
Yeah.
of course there's sanitizing issues as well.
Is
So-
there anything to help them, like to help the homeless there? Anything?
I mean, there's some shelters here, but they fill up really quickly, so the space is limited. So I haven't seen really too many extra programs going on to help them. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. And the media, if there's something going on, the media is not really covering what's going on with the homeless community.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
not
things that I
right.
see driving the bus. So I'm not sure. It's almost like they've been forgotten, but they're important too.
Lives are lives at the end of the
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, and this is what people don't seem to understand. The thing is, this. I
Right.
mean, over here, the homeless situation. I mean, I can only speak for London. A majority, it's what we've been told, of homeless people have been actually given accommodation in hotels and B&Bs and this, that, and the other. But that's
Yeah.
a lot of them don't want to be there. To be fair,
Right.
some people that are homeless, they like being homeless. They don't want to be there. A lot of
Yeah.
people are homeless through choice, and some of their arguments is, well, if I was outside to start with, and you're telling us that it's spreadable within enclosed spaces, why are you putting me into an enclosed space?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so it's swings and roundabouts. It's sad, really. It's. But more's the question. What I want to find out is what your opinion of you. Sorry for laughing. So,
Okay.
Mr. Trump. I'm not going to call him president because I've gone past the point of calling the guy president. Mr. Trump.
Uh-huh.
I think he's only taken hydroxychloroquine because it's probably the longest word he's ever been able to say without using an assistant. Right? So it's
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah, we're taking yeah, I'm taking it. Been taking it for 2 weeks now. Hydroxychloroquine. You know, it's good. So many good things have been said about hydroxy, and a lot of people in the front line they're using it. They know it's good stuff. You know, hydroxychloroquine because it stops the virus from China. You know,
But
so
they've already said that it's not that effective. They actually found another drug that they've been using that's more effective in treating people. So I don't understand why he keeps pushing that.
the
Let me
thing
tell
is,
you,
it's proven it can kill you,
Yeah.
but it can kill you. This is
Yeah.
what I don't. It's I think the guy's a
We're
special.
embarrassed.
He's a special case, man.
He is.
Chris, I
it's-
think some of my viewers would love you to do that Trump accent again.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh man, see, I was streaming this for some reason. I can't stream this. I'm recording this, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. I don't know. It kind of came off the cuff, you know. It just fell out, and I can't do it on command. You see.
Right.
um.
But I don't understand. He never wears a mask anywhere, or he doesn't.
Yeah.
take any
The reason
precautions.
I can tell
don't-
you the reason why he doesn't wear a mask. Okay, so first of all, he says, okay, if you inject bleach into your anus, you be protected. Okay, and then he says, yeah, but UV light, you know, UV sunlight, it can protect you. So what he does, right? He doesn't use a mask. He spends all of his time in the tanning booth, which is why his eyes are constantly white, and he gets oranger and
Yes.
oranger every day.
Yeah,
So he's I don't know.
it's an embarrassment. I'm just, it's an embarrassment. Most of us do not co-sign with what's going on with all that stuff. And there's so much going on right now with that. So many
I'm
a
waiting
lot
for
of
this.
the protesters.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of the protesters are protesting, but they're also holding up their Trump signs.
Oh, see,
And he's speaking. He's like encouraging them.
the,
And he's
the,
like, these are really good people. These
What-
are really good Americans. They just want their freedom back.
the
And
thing
the
is,
governors, you guys need to listen to them.
the thing
That's
is with
what the
this guy
president is telling
is he's
them.
probably
He's saying.
saying, you know, I take hydroxychloroquine because I take it because it's the best thing that anyone can do ever, and I take it because I'm the only person that can do this, and I'm the best at taking hydroxy. In fact,
Yes.
I can even say it
Everybody's
so
always the
I can
best.
pronounce hydroxychloroquine, and it's made in America. It's made in the United States. It's there. It's good. We make it here. You know, we do everything best in make America great again. You know, and
You know,
it's just
that "Make America Great Again" term for a lot of African Americans, we're like, when was America great? Because if we go back in history, like, what time period do you want to go back to? Because it didn't work out so well for a lot of people back in the day.
no.
So that there's so many racist undertones with that slogan. So, it's a really interesting time that we're in, even before the pandemic.
Yeah, see, make America great again. See, I've never been to the States. I would love to go and visit that amazing
Yeah.
country. So many beautiful places, so many amazing states. And
This
for
is
me,
true.
I've always known America to be the place to go if you really want a great vacation. Go and check out one of the amazing American states. But
Hmm.
I've never known America to be. How can I put it? Because you put it in a great way. Just it's like, when has America actually been great? Because if you put it back to history, America was not a nice place to be for, like yourself, an African American man. I mean, go back 50, 60 years, it wasn't ideal for a black man to be in America. To be fair, it was the same here in the UK, and that's not.
Okay.
You see, and
Yeah.
what does he want to go back to?
that's what we're all asking. So it's real interesting.
Mm,
Just trying to get
Excellent.
through it.
And
We are in uncertain times at the moment. I've never known anything
Yes,
like
we
it,
are.
and I don't
Yeah.
know when it's going to stop, and I don't know it's gonna. It's weird. It's just a weird time that we're living in, and I'm grateful for like the basics, like my food, roof over my
Right, me
head,
too.
nice hot shower, running water, clean, electricity's always on when you press the button. You know, I
Right.
think it's just the basics. Like I realize in the UK we have had it good for many years. You
Mhm.
know, even though people can complain here, when you go to other countries, you see how bad it can be. And here, I mean, the fact that obviously, you know, a lot of people are coming here because I know obviously with the benefit system, you know, if you just make it onto the shore, you know, they're like kissing the ground because it's like we've made it, you know, and it's the fact that I suppose it's good that we can help people, especially those that are less able, you know. But I think it's my thing is I've worked since I was 11. I was a paper boy, and it's just been good that I've worked a lot of my life. And I think if everyone works, then we're all a better place. I'm not saying everyone can work, but I know there are probably some people that take advantage of the system, you know, and it's the fact that you know it's just if a lot of people are maybe taking advantage of the system, then it's going to make us the workers work harder, and I think the system can be abused, you know, and
Yeah.
not
Definitely.
many countries in the world that actually can offer the help that we do, and everyone's trying to get here, you know, and you know, but every country's got its good and bad, you know, with all the different cultures and everything, and then you know,
Very true.
cool. Can I just
that we
ask
got
one
you.
question?
yeah, of course, go for it, Andre.
So I've got one viewer asked me on my channel from Bradley McCann. Says to me, can you ask Anton his views on the Enviro 400 EVUS and what is his thoughts on them?
Enviro.
Enviro's 400 EVS.
Is that electric vehicle?
Bradley, can you say yes?
X. What's the S? Wait a minute. What's the S?
Let me just type that in Google.
No, is it like the bus on the 43, the electric bus?
Bradley, put yes. Is that yes or no?
What's my impression of it?
Yeah.
Well, actually, is that the one me and you, Andre, went on in October for the Bus and Coach Expo, which I still I haven't worked. I've had some very good help from our anonymous cameraman and editor, who is not Andre, by the way. Some people think it's Andre.
No,
He will
it's
be
not.
making an appearance.
Hmm.
Actually, let's just say he'll be making an appearance anyway. But he's worked very hard on some of my videos last year, the ones that look amazing, the ones that have music and everything. I don't have a clue how to do that, he's very good at what he does. And the only thing is, we worked on. I think this is probably our third video. Me and my anonymous cameraman and editor worked on. He's a bus driver in London, actually. And the only thing is, I think when I've done my own videos, I kind of have an idea maybe how I'm going to maybe layer the video out, or in terms of my mind, not editorially, but like I layer it in terms of like a story. I think a lot of my videos are like that, and I know the videos that we've worked on, I've not properly looked at the video, and I've realised I've said things 2 or 3 times, and even I remember my mum and other people saying, "Why have you said that twice, Anon?" And I'm thinking, yeah, and I realised that obviously in this last video, it's 36 minutes long. It is a very good video. I've said things 2 or 3 times, and it's a combination of my videos that I've done with his, and we've edited it together. Well, you know, and I need to obviously go through it and make sure that we don't say too many things at once.
Fair enough.
We previously had about 4 or 5 videos, and I think it's best to chunk it down into one big video for the Bus and Coach Expo, and then there's a second video about this meeting the subscribers, which again I didn't plan on because I just wasn't thinking I'm going to see the subscribers there. I just thought, let's just see if we can get to the Bus and Coach Expo, and I didn't plan for it. And to be honest, I was looking forward to this year, but this year might not happen. So you know, me and Andre went on an electric vehicle, double decker, and that was great. And also we went on, I think, a single decker bus that drove by itself, which you might have seen the flat cap driver drive. They did the video last year on it. And then was there another video? There was a lot of stuff inside the expo that I didn't make time for. So I felt for me quite bad. I thought oh man, this is so bad. I spent so many hours outside of the expo looking at a couple of the buses and talking to the subs, and I only allowed about 30, 40 minutes for the inside. And when I went in, a lot of people had closed them and gone. And I was like, oh man, I've planned this bad. So, but still, it was a good day out. And Andre, thank you for driving up. You know, and it was great. You know, and yeah, it just it's the fact that, you know, it's teamwork. It's the fact that we all got involved, and even now, just thanks, Chris, Andre, you know, just for setting this up. See Bus Driver Live for the first time. I've never spoke to K1 ever, you know, so all people watching this. I've never spoke to K1. I might have messaged on these videos, but never seen him.
K1, I do apologise. You're a YouTuber, correct?
Yes, but I'm new, so I'm just getting started. And
Hey.
I have, what, 380 subscribers? So
Do you know what? Do you know what? Every single sub counts. Every single
I
one.
appreciate all of them.
Oh yeah, same here. I've literally only just hit today 1,300,
Mhm.
and I'm still not monetized. I go live like what 4 times a week. I very rarely do a pre-record. I'm always live, and I'm still not monetized. And you got Andre sitting here next to me. This guy is monetized. You got Double Decker Anton down here. He's monetized. It's like you're probably going to get there before me, because bus driving as a YouTube topic is really popular. Now I'm a bus driver, you see, and I could have done that. I could have gone down the YouTube in bus driving thing, but I vary my streams. You see, everything I talk about is topical, it's related to what's happening in the news. But I think you're going to overtake me very quickly, because just one, it's the sort of luck that I get, but two, you look like you got that kind of camera presence about you as well. So
I appreciate that.
no, you're
Still getting used to
welcome.
that.
You're welcome. It's, one thing I'm going to say though is, like I said to Anton, like I've said to Andre, and give it to yourself as well. When you're talking to people in the camera, when you're talking to them live, like now for example, don't talk directly to the camera like you're looking at a machine. Speak directly to your camera like you're talking to a person. You see, even when you know there's no one there, there's no one literally physically in front of you, I speak directly to the camera as if I'm talking to like yourself. I'm speaking directly to you, and
Right.
I think a lot of people can relate to that, because if you can speak directly to someone, even though there's no one there, then it I don't know. It seems
It's
to
more
flow.
natural.
Yeah. It flows better.
Can I just add
It's
in
good advice.
You're
Sarah
welcome.
Random Videos has put on saying a comment, a lovely comment. She says, "I'm watching Guys and Fools and Horses on DVD. Has anyone seen that?
No,
No.
Fools and Horses. Come on, everyone watched that. I watched that when
Oh,
I was a
come-
kid.
only
Yes,
Fools
Anton,
and
come
Horses.
on.
In fact, David Jason
Hey.
married a woman from Murfield, which is near Huddersfield, where I live. David Jason married a woman from Murfield, near where I live. So,
It's my daughter right there, guys.
Cool.
oh,
I've got-
hello!
Very nice to meet you.
Kaylin's
my
daughter.
my
Hello.
daughter Nia.
Hello.
Hello,
She
Nia.
jumped in the shot.
Hey,
Hey. How you doing?
She's
beautiful.
9 years old.
Oh wow.
She has a YouTube channel as well.
Oh really?
She does toys and slime and all that stuff.
Hey.
And I
Toys
get
are
to
good.
dress. Yeah, and I get to dress up and play silly characters, so I can act as goofy as I want to. So it's
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I've got an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old. So it's
Oh,
magic.
okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
magic times, man. Magic times.
Yeah.
You
Quick
see.
question. Quick question to Keyone. Michael's asked me a good question. What transit districts in the US do you work with? What kind of buses do you work with, or what kind of transit or buses? Is
Well,
that
I
like
drive
Yeah.
city bus, public transit. I drive in Sacramento. I don't want to say
Yeah.
which
Mm.
one. I'm trying to be, but it's in the Sacramento region. Sacramento is the capital of California. So I drive for one of the major transit systems in Sacramento. And the two model buses I drive a Gillick and Orion. And Orion is actually out of business now. They used to be owned by Chrysler. And then a bus company called New Flyer, I believe they took over Orion or whatever. So yeah, those are the two models that I drive. And they're all CNG buses, compressed natural gas or whatever. No
Is
diesel.
that like the RV one?
Oh, okay.
That's hydrogen, isn't it? We used to have it on the RV one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so. And it's no diesel. or anything like that. I guess the whole state of California, all buses have to be CNG. So
That's good.
they're
Pushing to be
yeah,
carbon neutral then, yeah.
yeah. And actually, the company I work for, we just got 6 electric buses. I haven't been trained on them yet, so I don't, but I'm looking forward to driving them, seeing what it's like.
Cool.
Ah.
Another question: do you guys have any double-decker buses in America?
Yes, but they're very rare. Most cities don't have them, but I believe Las Vegas has some double deckers. And then
It's funny about that because I know the double-decker buses in Vegas actually come from London.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Enviros, aren't they? And
Yeah.
is that how you say it, Enviro?
Yeah.
And then also there's a smaller city out here about 45 minutes away from Sacramento, Davis, California. They have a transit system that's operated by the college, the major university there, UC Davis, University of California, Davis.
Mm.
The students operate the transit system there, and they have double deckers. They actually have some of the old Route Master double deckers from London that they restored and refurbished that they run on some of their routes. And they have some of the more modern, up to date double deckers as well. I actually want to go out there and ride some of the buses because I've seen them, but I've never actually rode on them out there. So yeah,
Enviro 500 is it? They have the triple axle. Is
Triaxle.
It? It's called the Enviro 500.
Yeah, the Enviro
Okay.
5 or the Enviro 6. It's one. It's either 5 or the 6. They're triaxle.
Yeah. The 500.
so yeah,
There's a lot of
there's a
big
few
buses there.
systems.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, there's a Sydney in Sydney because I was there obviously a few years before I came back and was bus driving here. When I wanted to get away from England, so I'm glad I went away. I remember there they had just single deckers, but I remember I think they had Scanias. I think in Perth they had Renault buses. I remember in Sydney they had Scania and I think Mercedes Benz. I think built them.
Scania's
I know
sub.
that they've got triaxle double deckers which actually have the double axle at the front on the front wheelbase. They have like the double axle on the front wheel, and then the back wheel is just like one, like a normal double deck, and that's amazing.
Wow.
And that's in Sydney, so I'd love to travel on those. They were only brought in the last couple of years, so for the Australians to have double decker buses in Sydney is pretty cool, actually. And they had the odd double decker Atlantean there. I remember, from the engine sound back in 1999, 2000. There was an old one or two, maybe open top double decker Atlanteans. I think I remember. So yeah.
yeah. I've got to get to London. I want to come hang out in London. It looks like a cool place.
Yeah,
So.
you know, it's easy for me to be complacent about the place because I live here, been here my whole life. But
Come to Yorkshire. Look, there you go. That's my Yorkshire T-shirt.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
London's good. The thing is, it's very touristy because a lot of people want to see like the Tower of London, Tower Bridge, Big
Oh,
Ben, all that kind of touristy stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's good to see that sort of thing, but go out and about, go and see places that are out the way because you'll be surprised it's not that different from anywhere else, really. You know, but it's just
Yeah.
go and soak it in. If you're going to see London, get on a bus and go somewhere out of central London. You know, go and see
Okay.
what it's like, you know?
Yeah, I'd have to spend probably a week or two there or something like that,
Yeah.
so I can really. But yeah, even from the bus driver perspective, hearing Anton and Andre and Chris, like hearing some of your bus driver stories, I'm like, wow, we deal with the exact same stuff here in America.
Man. It's,
It's like it's crazy.
see,
But it's really cool. It's like we're all connected that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, we all have our problem. And for me, I mean, I've not actually driven a bus. See, my story's a bit unique compared to the other guys here because I've actually been, since August last year, I've only worked for 5 weeks because I've been off medically for medical reasons. I had the big C.
Right.
And I only just recently, I'm in remission from that now. But
That's
one
good.
of, thank you. So one of my big problems, I mean, I was driving a bus for 5 weeks before being on this lockdown, ridiculous, is I thought I'd be kind of cool with it because you only live once, calm down sort of thing. But people that don't want to pay their damn bus fare, see now, for the type of bus I drive those new Route Masters, the 3 doors. Yeah, so you got stairs in the middle, stairs at the back. You got a door at the front, door at the middle, door at the back. You can get on everywhere, you see, and you can pay your bus fare everywhere. And before we had these buses, you see, I'd drive up to a bus stop, right, like that, I'd look at the people at the bus stop, and they'd look at me, looking at them, and they'd be like, "Nah, I'll get the next bus," because I don't tolerate that kind of that. I'm not gonna swear. I swear a lot, but I'm not gonna swear on this video, right? So they look at me, looking at them, looking at me, looking at them, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'll get the next one," because I never, ever, ever let people ride for free. Okay, never.
Yeah.
And when we got these new buses in, of course, they can get on anywhere on the bus. They looked at me and went like that.
Man.
So of course, when we got them, I was like, "Yeah, can the guy in the red T-shirt?" I'm on the announcement like, "Can the guy on the red T-shirt please come back down the stairs and pay your bus fare?" And they'd be like, "What, me?"
You're the only guy with a red T-shirt.
And everyone would, and everyone would look at this guy and he'd be like, "Dude, what are you calling me out for?" And I'd be like, "Dude, pay your damn bus fare." I'm not paying my bus fare. I ain't driving the bus. I'm still not paying my bus fare. I still ain't driving the bus. I get paid to sit here all day. I don't care. See, so I think I need to let it. Yeah, I kind of need to let that go a little bit because I don't really care anymore, to be fair. And I've been doing the job for like nearly 10 years now, and I can feel myself giving myself a hernia just from the stress, you know.
Yeah. I don't care either. The thing that makes me mad about the situation is the fact that they instantly turn into a victim. Like the bus drivers are victimizing them by asking you to pay your fare. It's like, dude, just pay your fare. When you go to get any sort of goods or services, you have to pay for it. So if you would just pay, I wouldn't say anything. The only reason I'm saying something is because you didn't pay.
Yeah.
So that's what annoys
So
me.
Yeah.
what I've found quite funny, or Andre, nice picture by the way. What I also find on the buses that I drive, right, is they'll say, "Yeah, I'll touch my bus pass on before I leave," or "I'll pay for it later." Blah 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 blah. My argument is, yeah, you're not going to go into a supermarket, pick up milk, drink it, and then go to the till and say, "Yeah, I'll pay for it later." No. You pay for your damn stuff before you have it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they'll say like, "Well, it's only a couple of dollars. Why are you making such a big deal?" Over
Yeah, but
$100?"
if-
I'm
but
like,
if
well,
I-
actually you're making the big deal. If it's only a couple dollars.
Yeah, but the
have
thing
it
is though,
and
if
pay
it's
it.
if it's only a couple of dollars, and yet 2,000 people across the city do that in a day, that's $4,000.
Mm.
You see, that's a lot of money every day. That's being lost out, and they don't understand that. But that money goes towards your wage. It goes towards my wage. It goes towards running the buses, the diesel, the energy, the insurance, all because of $2 or in here £1.50. You see, it's it adds up, and they don't understand that.
Yeah. I do like that you guys have the Oyster card. Like everything is cashless. I wish it was that way here.
Yeah, so
Because people still get on the bus searching
not
for their cash.
it's not just Oyster card. You can also use your contactless bank card as well. It costs exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's good when it works.
That's my backup. In case I lose my staff pass, that's my backup in case I need to go home or whatever.
Okay. We just implemented a system like the Oyster card. We have a like a card that they tap onto the screen as well, but we still accept cash. And still the majority of the boardings are cash, so it's going to take a while, I guess, for people to get used to that new system.
See,
But the cash thing is annoying.
we stopped taking cash. It must have been about
6th of July.
6th of July.
2014.
That's the one. See, that's when
I
we.
have them little things I hand out to people. And I don't know if I have one. It's these little things that you hand out that we got about 6 years ago, and we had hundreds each, and we hand them out, and it says that
It's basically a bus ticket.
Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like when we were taking cash is at the end of the day, I mean, I could be going back to my depot after having a driver changeover, and I'd be walking back with like £350 in my pocket. You see, I don't like that. You get a guy come up behind me, like, give you money, take it, I don't care. I don't care. You see, and the thing is, it's good that it's contactless now with no cash, because I'm not touching money. ever again. Ever. Me and Anton's had this conversation quite recently, actually. Now, I don't want to touch money for at least the next 6 months because I don't trust it. It's dirty.
Right.
It's dirty. So you got to think how many people lick their hands, touch money. No.
Well, I have women getting on the bus pulling money out their bra and putting it in there. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like all sorts of stuff. So
Really?
yeah, seriously, I've
Okay,
been having
cool.
a few times. I'm like,
I've got one question for you actually. One person's asked me, Kieran, here. He's asked me, do you guys give up free travel at the moment due to COVID-19 in the States of America?
well, it depends on the transit system. There are some that have just completely stopped fare. Where I work at, we are still collecting fare, unfortunately, because what happens is people we're boarding from the rear of the bus, but they're still walking all the way up to the front. They're not coming to the fare box, which is right next to us, but they have this other little box off to the side that they're putting money in, but they're still coming up there. So it's crazy.
The thing
But
is,
a lot of systems have suspended fares,
mm,
but they're bringing the fares back now in a lot of states because people are taking advantage of it. So they're like, you know what? Just pay.
okay, what kind of precautions are your respective bus companies taking to protect their drivers? This is a question purely from me, but I think a lot of viewers on Andre's channel and this channel might appreciate you answering.
Most states in America have started rear door boarding, and they are kind of taping off. You can't go past. You can't come up to the front in most places, especially places that are not accepting fare. And only people that can come through the front door we have to board wheelchairs through the front door, and people with walkers and canes like that. And we have masks. Most places have given masks and gloves now. I don't really do gloves, but and they give out hand sanitizer. So that's pretty much what's going on. At my place, they have put up a this little plexiglass screen because we're not covered. Certain systems have a shield around them, kind of like how you guys are closed in, but a lot of transit systems in America don't. We're just out in the open. So where I'm at, they have put this little they threw it together, but they're trying. They put this little
like plexiglass kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's real flimsy, but at least they're trying. But anyway, that's pretty much what they've done so far. And we're limiting, only about 10 people can ride at a time. And once the bus gets full, they have other buses ready to come and pick up the additional people.
You see,
so that's what they're doing.
Over here, it's mainly London buses that have we call it the assault screen. But a lot of other buses elsewhere in the country, they don't have that either. Now, for me, even if I wasn't medically furloughed, I still wouldn't be comfortable driving without that barrier there. I wouldn't like it. I mean, I'm not being funny. That assault screen isn't to protect me. It's to protect you. Because if you get on my bus and you're rude to me and you start you come at me, I'm gonna hit you back. So it's not to protect me, it's to protect you. So, it's that for me, that screen needs to be there anyway, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, we really need it. We've had drivers assaulted at my company. A few months ago, I had a guy get punched in the mouth over a fare dispute. We've had several drivers. People like to spit for some reason out here. So they're spitting. And a lot of times they'll target a lot of the female drivers. A lot of people, they'll shove them, but they always run off the bus after they do it. They don't stand there. They'll shove you or punch you or spit, and then they run off the bus. And I'm like,
see, that's
where are you going so fast?
Anton and Andre can agree. I can agree with you too. Okay, it is quite possibly the worst, if not one of the worst things you can do to anybody. Spitting. Sorry if I keep looking this way because my screen's here and my phone's here, so
That's cool.
I'm talking to you. But no, spitting for me is easily one of my top 5 worst things you can do to any bus driver or anyone, period.
Yeah.
Yes, that's not right. That's not good. No, man.
Yeah, disgusting. The worst. I mean, I remember, I think with me, it was, I just remember the day, I think it was April 24th, 2014, I think. I remember it well. I mean, second time I was spat on, But I remember that this guy, the way he did it, I knew he'd done it before, and I was just shocked at how he did it. And I don't know, and the fact that nobody else helped me. There was like one or two ladies that said, "Are you all right?" and everyone else complained, and I was like, and again, it was just a shock. I actually dealt with it very well, because I know some people want to get out and maybe hit somebody, or whatever, but I just thought, I was just shocked, and I made a note calmly. The guy walking away, how he was dressed, even though there was vehicles parked down the road, and I was trying to find what he looked like, how he was. Call the police, trying to follow the procedure. Policeman came within a few minutes on the bike, amazingly, near London Bridge, and I remember just, it was, one stop after London Bridge. And I remember what happened was, I found out, the guy, I think a few people weren't happy the bus before me had missed. So the driver before me, who decided to pass everyone for some reason, I don't know if a load of buses parked up and he went past him, this driver didn't pick up the passengers, and then obviously everyone took out on me. And if they would have said that why did the bus miss at the beginning, I would have been a lot more calm and patient. But this guy lost it with me, and I told him to get off, and then he spat, and I was like, believe it. And I was down for a few hours. I really was low, and I remember it was like.
Well, it's an assault, isn't it? You're being assaulted.
Yes.
100%. Andy, good to have you back.
Hello again. I just got to my terminus there, and I've got 25 minutes sitting here before I need to go again, so I thought I'd jump back on, see how you're doing. Hold on, can you hear me? Hello?
Can't see
Yep.
Andy.
How you doing?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Sorry, Dre, what was that question?
Hey?
What was that question you just put on the chat? It pops off the screen quick.
Yeah, I'm putting these questions. I don't know if you guys have seen them.
I can't see anything.
Basically, okay, there's one question. DZ Automotive is from your garage, Chris and Tom.
Oh, yeah?
Who?
I forgot his name now. Forgot his real name. But he asked me a good question, by the way. Anton, do you play the announcement social distancing on the iBus NDT?
Yeah, I've not done it as much as I do. Try and get people upstairs. If I notice there's loads of seats upstairs and everyone's coming downstairs, I actually press seats available on the upper deck. It's my most famous button. I love pressing that, even before this all happened, because I wanted people, I don't want too much crowding downstairs. But I do social distancing. I haven't pressed it as much as I could. I know that there's another announcement constantly playing as well from the automatic. There's that automatic message every bus stop plays. And if you get to every bus stop every minute, it's constantly going on the bus, isn't it? So, yeah, I do press that. Not loads, but I do use that texting system. K1, I don't know if you know, we have like a text messaging system in the bus that we can press for our passengers, and also another text messaging system that we can message our iBus, which is the company controllers, that control all the routes. So, and recently we've got something where you can use like a Samsung phone, where you can take a picture of something like this. There's a fault on the bus, send it straight to the engineers, and they can deal with it there instead of them having to come all the way out to you if you say I'm not driving the bus or whatever. So it kind of deals with things a lot quicker than. But yeah, the social distancing thing, I do press it, but I try and get people up the stairs so that it's all spaced out. But it is getting a lot busier on the bus, and we need to probably go to a service where there's a lot more buses running, because people are going back to work. They need to pay the bills.
Well,
for a week.
I was saying to Chris earlier, there was a news story there in Glasgow that First Glasgow are going to be reducing passengers on the bus by 75%, which on a double decker would take you about 15 passengers per bus.
Wow.
And that's as of Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, coming Monday. So we have a different machine from you, because I know you don't take payment anything. We've got a machine called Ticketer. And they're going to add a feature into that you can, it's basically a little clicker, so you can click when one goes on and one goes off. And once you've got the maximum amount of numbers, you have to drive past bus stops, apparently. So I'm being told, but we'll see what happens on Monday.
Yeah, so driving past going, bye!
Yeah, I mean, you know what Glasgow like, the city, if you drive past them and trying to get to the work. You're not going to go.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
When you've got a full bus at the best of times, you're driving down the street,
Yeah.
you see people at the bus stop doing this.
Yeah. Glasgow's not one of the best areas to be driving a bus in the normal circumstances, never mind when things like this are going on, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take it as it comes, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Like, especially if it was say winter time, it was wet, dark, and it's raining, windy, cold. People just want to get to work or back, and people are gonna find it hard to get to work and get home, and or if they have to meet the kids after school, and you know what I mean. All that it's gonna be. I don't know what's gonna happen next few weeks.
Just quickly, I can actually have a show you the machine that we've got here. I don't know if any of you have actually seen it before. Can I flip my camera? Is that an issue? Is that a thing?
No, I
I
can
can't
see
Andy
him.
on. I can't see Andy. I can only see Ford. There's no. Where's Andy? I can't see Andy on. The
I can see Andy.
Hold on. Let me go
See,
down.
Andy, see, we're not live on my channel anymore. My channel decided to boot me.
I've seen that. So this is the machine we use here. I'm going to click in.
See,
So
that's what we
it's
need
got
here.
ticket out. So they'll add in a little thing that you can just click and add your.
You still need that. You're in London.
Yeah, we've had these for a couple of years now.
Yeah, we don't get that.
Because you could.
Is there any chance? Can I screenshot? What machine is that, by the way, Andy?
It's called
Too
Ticketer.
expensive for transport for London, that's for sure.
Oh, what's the name of that?
Ticketer. You just got the
Ticketer.
top there. Yeah, it's the one big machine. So you've got your driver's thing over here. This is your contact list, and it will say like when you put a price in up here, and your ticket. Your ticket.
No, I'm going to tell my Rebellion managers. I think we might be the very first ones to go and get that.
See, because they're brilliant because they've got all your emails from the depot all come through, so we don't use the radios anymore. Everything's done through text message on this, so that your message come up. You've got the option to you can like if you want to read something instead of having to print it off, you can print the message, and it'll come out in a big ticket, and everything. Or you can compose a message, and it'll say here. So you've got emergency. Involved in an accident, urgent driver message, unable to uplift, broken down, driver message. So the driver messages are used for like if you're just running late, stuff like that. You're broken down and then emergencies and stuff like that. So don't have any radios in here anymore. It's literally just all
Wow.
just through this
Okay,
one
so
machine.
guys on watching my channel,
Radio free.
he is
Yeah,
on a
radio free.
nice Enviro 400.
Yeah, the show you just now. I can jump outside.
Yeah. See, we don't get the good stuff in London. A lot of people think London gets all the good stuff because we're the capital. Nah, no.
Hey, it's nice to have new buses. I waited years for new buses. When I was in Huddersfield, we had the oldest buses in the UK. We had the most amount of Leyland Atlanteans in the UK, about 40. And we bought some from Manchester for £5 each. I'm not kidding you. We bought them for £5. And I love driving the old buses. Yeah.
I don't know if you have on our buses. Your two front seats are right here.
Yeah.
And at first they weren't cordoned. You see now this is cordoned off. None of this was cordoned off before. The
Yeah.
drivers were like getting the high vises and laying them down so people didn't sit there until the point now they've got the messages up.
Yeah. Okay, just for a bit of reference, what Anton was saying about how old the buses he drives are. God made heaven and earth in 6 days, and on Sunday he made those buses.
Wow, that's how old they are.
No, they've all gone now. We had some new buses, but I remember we had 2003. We had some white Scanias on loan, and I remember people said, "Oh wow, I thought it was a coach coming down the road," and then at the last second they realised it was a bus and put the hand out. And we had
Well,
some Scanias
it was
on loan for 3 months, and that was amazing. And then finally, in late 2004, after nearly 3 years of me driving there, we had brand new Volvo single-decker right-bodied, double-deckers, and eventually single-deckers. And yeah, so it was great to finally drive the old buses in 2002, because if I would have started 3 or 4 years later, I would have missed all the buses I got on as a kid. So, you know.
Well, as I said to Chris earlier, when I first started driving about 2 years ago, the bus that I learned to drive and pass my test in was 2 years older than I was at the time. I think I was just turning 19 and the bus was about 21-year-olds, so it was. But we still have a lot of them in Glasgow. We're just starting to get new buses. But obviously all that's on hold just now because of this.
I said it before, man. Buses that are old enough to drink.
Yeah. See, the thing is, a lot of them are good, but And it's good to be able to drive a bus that's older than you, I suppose.
I like a mixture
There's a
of old,
bunch of-
middle, new.
There's a bunch of old American buses I wish I can go back and drive.
Mm.
The GMC new look bus called they call it the Fishbowl bus.
Mm.
That's an iconic American bus that I want to drive one day. I rode on that when I was a little kid. Nice strong diesel engine. So yeah, hopefully I can go to one of these. There's a lot of like bus enthusiasts that get together that actually own buses, like old buses that they've restored.
Yeah, we know some of them.
Yeah, hopefully I can get a chance to, become friends with them and drive one of their buses.
Mm. Yeah,
see.
that'd be cool. See,
At least ride on the bus.
yeah, for nostalgia's sake, for it more than anything.
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The bus that made me want to become a bus driver was 6300 in Huddersfield, and it was like in dark maroon and cream. It was like celebrating an anniversary of buses and trams in Huddersfield. And for me, that's when I was 4 or 5 years old and I saw that, I got excited and I was like, yeah, it was the
We
best
just-
thing.
We just recently had, about 4 or 5 months ago, had the 125-year anniversary of public transport, or whatever it was in Glasgow. And First designed three of the old vehicle liveries from like the 80s, the 70s and stuff like that. And on that day, 125, we had an open day, an old depot. So they brought all the old buses over, and the kind of new buses that they painted to look like old buses, all parked beside them. Absolutely brilliant, and it was good driving the new ones that looked like they'd been painted, like the older ones. You're driving them through the city centre, and all the older people who seen them back in their day, they see them driving down the road, they're all turning around taking pictures of you and stuff like that. That was quite an enjoyable time period for First.
So one of the weirdest things is driving around London, right? You get through certain key locations, and I know Andre and Anton can understand where I'm coming from. Is like I'll drive the number route 12, yeah, I'll go straight down Whitehall past number 10, I'll turn left, I'll go past Big Ben, over Westminster Bridge, iconic places. You'll see the same guys there every single day round at Trafalgar Square with their cameras, great big £2,000 cameras. It's like, do you know my thing, right? What I do is as I'm driving, I hang my arm out the window. I'm like,
Yeah. We get,
I give 'em that.
outside the bus station,
I give 'em that.
Outside the bus station every day, we get them.
yeah, just do
yeah,
that
the-
to
the-
bus
the
spotters.
airport bus.
And when you see it on the website, you'll be like, that's me.
We always, well, when we first got our brand new airport buses, the day that they were on the road, we had guys travelling up from London, Manchester, all around the UK, and they were coming on our buses just to ride down to the airport and back to the bus station because they were brand new that very day. And I mean, a return ticket on the airport bus is like £14, and they were paying £14 just to have a ride on the bus.
Andre's just asked a question. I'm assuming it's from one of your viewers, Andre. What's your view on speed cap buses? I don't know. Speed cap buses in London or speed cap buses in general?
Yeah, what I mean by that is because I've gotten a lot of people asking right now, saying, "Bus driver driving too slow. Driver, hurry up!" Now, I want to express this in depth. Now, Abellio is going to be probably one of the first companies to reduce down the accidents. So I wanted to really elaborate that. I want
Okay.
after I said this, I want probably either Anton or either Chris to actually elaborate what
Okay. If I could be so kind as to answer that for you.
Yeah. So basically, our company has these new buses in our garage, the Cataranos, if I pronounce that right.
Caetano, is it?
Citaro.
Portuguese.
Catanos. It's Portuguese. The buses are really lovely to drive,
Nando's.
guys, but it's very heavy steering. You get USB sockets, everything on there. The technology on there is more advanced than the LT Route Masters, the Enviro 400s. When you have a speed limit that says 20, now Arriva's got this, especially the 468 for those who live in South London. The 468 bus service runs from Elephant Castle to South Croydon, and their buses
are restricted to 20 miles an hour when the road is 20. When it's 20, the bus will work 20. When it's 30, the bus will work 30. So my views on it, it's better in one way because then I'm not so far away from my leader. Because obviously we've got to go with the headway. But then again, it does have its problems because then I don't think it's so good in such a way where it may delay the passenger. The passenger could be
See, my
rush.
opinion on this.
So, yeah.
My opinion on this is GPS based speed limiting is what it is. So the GPS on the bus knows exactly where you are in any given speed limit at any given time, and it will put a restriction on the power going from the engine to the wheels based on where you are. And I like that because one, it will stop you getting points on your license, and two, it's safer for everybody involved. But three, more than anything, is it helps to maintain a better service. And what I mean by that, for your listeners or viewers that are watching and listening, is buses in London. I'm not sure about America or in Scotland, but in London we run on what's called headway. So a headway is a time between buses. So if you've got my bus here, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a fifth bar here, and that would represent on my route 7 minutes, which means every bus has to run 7 minutes apart on a 7-minute headway. If there is a speed restriction and all buses are driving to the same speed and you can't go any faster than that, it helps to maintain that 5-bar headway or that 7-minute gap, which means there's a more regular service without buses getting too close to each other and punching up and bunching, which is good for the service really, and it also helps passengers get along. Because we all know the saying, you wait for a bus for an hour and then 3 or 4 buses come at the same time. This helps to alleviate that. And obviously if there's a restriction on speed, it also helps to buses regulate traffic basically, because we're so big.
Yeah.
If cars that are driving really, really fast down the road, where's it going to get them? It's going to get them to the next set of traffic lights. You see, so if buses are regulating the speed of traffic and everything's moving in a more harmonious way, theoretically it should help to ease congestion as well. So I'm a fan of it,
Just,
but
I'll just show you this just now. Just on
it
your
has its
slide about
drawbacks.
Your, how London works compared to other places. In Glasgow, we run on what's called timing points.
Mm.
So along your one route, you might have about 10 timing points, and you can't leave a timing point early.
That's
That's what
QSI
service.
points here.
Yeah.
just like
So
Yorkshire,
this is what our sheets look like. I'll show you just now. So as you can see that there, where am I? I'm just got to this place called Eaglesham here, right? So on my way up to a place called Broomhill, you can see how many different timing points I've got along there. But at this current time, because of the lack of cars on the road, and obviously the lack of passenger numbers, your timing points, you're arriving at a timing point 3-4 minutes early, and you're having to wait at each timing point along the route. So you could be stopped maybe 10 times for 3 to 4 minutes each time. And that's you sitting at every single timing point. So we've obviously, everyone's slowing the speed down, but then is it safe to really be doing 15 miles an hour along the road? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So you need to kind of find the balance where do you drive at a normal safe speed of the speed limit, like 25-30 miles an hour, or do you slow right down and not be early at any stops? And there's my bus just about to shut itself down. Give it 2 settings.
Isolation.
Oh no, I'm locked out of the cab. Hold on.
Yeah, your bus is isolating itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
Andre, do you have any more questions from your subscribers? I'm going to have to end this call in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so, because I need to go to bed, man.
Yeah, guys, yeah. So, guys, start throwing questions now because I'm gonna probably switch off soon. So, give it about 10 minutes.
Just still your point, Chris. As you were seeing, you were talking about obviously your speed limits and stuff like that. And on your buses in London, do you have a thing called Green Road?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's that dotted thing, you know, them
Yeah,
you know, if you
so
accelerate
we
too
have-
fast, brake, you know,
we
because
have this
it's
little
five-
device here, right?
Oh, that.
Yep, it's called Green Road, and basically that monitors everything you do, the way you drive.
We've
the
got
way
that on
you
one
accelerate,
bus in my
the way you
garage.
bend. And that is what controls your speed, right? It doesn't control the speed, but if you go 33 miles, 34 miles an hour for more than 30 seconds, that sends it straight to your manager. But it's a bit of a flawed system, guys, because the only reason I know this is it's satellite, so it's pinged up off the satellite, obviously, and back down to your bus to where that is to see where you are. So one day I was driving back home on the motorway, heading back to the depot, so I'm doing 56 miles an hour, and when that's pinged, my bus, whatever it goes from, it's pinged me onto a main road beside the motorway, which is a 30 mile an hour zone. So my manager's instantly got an alert saying that I'm doing 56 mile an hour on a 30 road. And built me in the next day and went through me for it. I'm going, I could remember doing like nearly 60 mile an hour in a normal street. And then when it was all investigated, it turned out it was on the motorway. So that's the only way I think the kind of things don't work 100%, and you can never be sure if someone has actually been speeding or it's a mistake from them.
Fair enough.
Sorry, I'm just laughing so much now.
Some questions. Wait a minute. Is it Mandy? Is that in Huddersfield, Mandy?
So yeah, the question that Sergeant Major's up for you, Anton. Could you inform Anton that the route master Mandy was on my local routes?
Red hair, Mandy, from the video.
Yeah, so 15H on weekends. What's 15H?
That's Heritage Route 15.
15H. It's a route master.
Well, yeah. Weirdly enough, last February when we went to film it, it was really hot. The only hottest February, it was like summer. And I knew it was going to end of February for Monday to Friday service, and I wanted to film people in the suits, you know, to catch the weekly, instead of the weekend kind of feeling. I wanted to capture the Monday to Friday going to work feeling, and we managed to film it, me and my anonymous cameraman, and it was a great video.
Anonymous.
And that route master, Mandy, I think I saw years earlier at Aldgate, did a bit of a video there as well. Actually, I think I accidentally filmed it sideways, but again, it's a lot of old footage that I need to, work on. There's lots of stuff that I filmed over the years that I can put out. But Mandy, yeah, she's always cheerful. She's got red hair. I remember, she's always got red hair. Always driving the old route master. So I think she's driving another route now. I'm not sure. But then also, someone's missed. Do I miss the number 5 route? Are we allowed to say that on here? Well, yeah, I suppose.
As long as you're not bringing the company into disrepute under social media guidelines.
Yeah, I do miss the P5 because we don't drive anymore actually. So I do miss it. I did some videos on it late last year. I even did me beginning of my 30,000 sub video, which I've had to kind of not abandon, just had to kind of redo again. I know I hit it last November, so I've just literally been leaving things. I've just not really been doing videos like I did in the beginning. So. Even if I haven't posted, don't worry. I'm still driving. It's nice
still
to see
alive.
all of you guys on here doing YouTube. I wanted this. I wanted to see all of you. First one I remember was bus driver Johnny. I thought, there's someone here, and he reminded me of me because I was very thin when I was young. I was a lot slimmer, and I was clean shaven,
No.
short hair. I worked at First Bus in the north. And bus driver Johnny was like me when I was young. It was unbelievable seeing. Reminded me of me when I was younger.
I've never known you to be any different, Anton. I thought you were born that big.
Andy, have a great drive. Drive safe.
That'll be
Take it easy, Andy.
In a few days. I'm going to try and start getting some videos filmed again now that I'm back at work. But we'll
Andy,
see
say
what happens
hello.
with
Say hello to Single Decker Michael. Andy.
that. Oh yeah, I've not heard from him in a while. I seen him one time up at the bus station, but apart from that, I've not seen him in a while.
I know a lot of drivers are furloughed at the moment, so I know a couple of drivers are furloughed.
Furlough.
A lot of us sorry, I said it wrong. Furloughed. A lot of bus driver YouTubers actually are furloughed as well.
That was me just back after 5 weeks off from that furlough. So I'm going to try and get some video filmed this week and get them uploaded, but we'll see how things go with the company and stuff like that. If I'm allowed to do it or not. But I'll catch you soon, guys.
Take it easy and be safe, yeah?
Andy.
Yeah,
All right, be safe, Andy.
Thank you, sir.
Kaywan, are you? Because I only know you as the only American bus driver. Like 300 million people, and you're the only bus driver on YouTube. Surely there must be more than just you. Is it only you?
Yeah, there's a few that are actually pretty active on Instagram, but there's nobody that has made YouTube channel. So
Because
if I have to be the pioneer, I'll be there.
You're gonna make a killing, man.
I want to help you all, so I put on Patrick recently, not Patrick Harper, we just mentioned. Patrick was a bus driver in London. I think he's known as the happiest bus driver in London, and I think for a long time he was homeless as well. And I just linked him in to mine recently. He's been in videos a while. I didn't know he had a channel, and also the Durham bus driver who joined recently. So I added like literally 2 drivers in the last week, and then there was bus driver Jade about a month ago. So I am adding. If bus drivers have free bus driver related videos, I will add them to my links. And Chris, we need
Yes.
to do that video with Steve, Average Steve, that we wanted to do a
Is-
year and a half ago. That one
it's-
with it's the funny video that we were going to do.
What's difficult with that is Steve's actually lost a lot of his motivation lately, and I do speak to him. It's just he's been obviously stuck with work on lockdown as well. K1, I don't know if you subscribe to him, if you heard of him, Average Steve. He's
Yeah, I subscribe to him. He's in New York, right?
yeah, Long Island.
Yeah, Queens.
Okay, yeah, they're getting hit really hard out there too with everything. So
Yeah, we actually done a couple of videos together, me and him. I've got one of his on my channel that we worked together on, and a couple of my contributions are on his channel. I'm really shocked that he's not as big as he should be.
Yeah, I thought he's going to be like bigger than me.
I thought,
Seriously,
I thought he was going to go
He's like
viral. He's funny. He's a
35
funny guy.
subs. He flew to like hundreds, and like he's got that the way he's got that creative element. The way he was like the one where we did the I don't know, the Seagal one. It was all his idea, and the other one about Oyster. It was his idea, and it was great. The way he
that was fun.
said, yeah, and
When he
also
brought
I
all
had
the oysters.
yeah, and the great thing about that was there was yellow metal bars on my bus that reflected against the side windows. And where Steve was in New York, there was yellow lines painted on. I don't know where he was. Was he on a playground? And it looked like we were actually there, and we weren't. We were like thousands of miles away. So, it's just the way he's, I miss doing videos with him. But we'll get up and going, at some point. But it's nice that we can all be on here, and this is just the first of Kevin, I've not spoken to ever.
I know.
Great.
And I
It's great to
appreciate
have
you,
me.
Anton. You and Andre reached out to me when I first started. And I was
Yeah.
actually embarrassed. I'm like, guys, I'm just starting. I don't have it all together yet. You guys are
Well,
already doing it. But it was cool
look
that
at-
you guys
if
are
you-
so nice.
Yeah, if you look at Sean, if you look at that Yorkshire bus driver Sean, he messaged me about 2 years ago. I just come back from a funeral up in Yorkshire, and he messaged me on the train. I do get a lot of people message me on like Facebook Messenger, and there's loads of messages I haven't got back to in months. There's just so much that I don't know. I get a bit overwhelmed with. Anyway, the fact is, I found out he was a bus driver, and he was in Huddersfield driving, and he's living around the Sheffield area. And I said, could you film videos in Huddersfield? Because I've been away from Huddersfield for quite a few years, only when I visit. And I was like, I want to see Huddersfield, please. I'd love to see it. And he said, well, he wasn't really too confident with filming in front of the camera. I said, just do a little intro, could be 20 seconds. And I remember when he did his first intro, he said, here I'm Sean. I'm going to do a couple of videos. Thanks to Double Account for just giving me the kind of just to get going, and we'll see how it goes. And there was an element of doubt. We'll see how it goes. And then on his second video, he found a blade, a knife on his bus, and he's like, and he just got the inspiration. I'll film this, and he got going with it. And then he told his mate, who was also called Sean, the flat cat driver, and then he got going with it. And that's the thing. It was like great how it spiraled, where we can get others to work on things, work together. It's just great to actually just see us five on here for the first time, and hopefully we can get 6, 7, or even if it's just 2 of us usually. We're going to be working different times, I understand. I think life happens, as you know, bus driver life. You know what I mean? But the whole thing is that I hope we can do this a lot more, and keep in contact. And like I said, big thanks to Chris and Andre for setting this up. And
You're welcome. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah.
If
This reminds me of. Oh, sorry. I'll let you.
going after you.
No, I remember I watched the Zoom. One of my first Zoom videos I saw this last few weeks was of The Goonies, a film called The Goonies from 1985, 86, and it had all the actors that all appeared on the screen, and then as it kept going, more and more appeared, and it was just, I loved it.
Anton.
It showed everyone who was on the film. I loved
Anton, but can you truffle shuffle?
it. What's that again? Is that like eating a chocolate truffle and shuffling? I don't
No,
know.
man. If you watch the Goonies, you know what the truffle shuffle is, man.
Oh, I'm not seen it very few.
You know what the truffle shuffle is. Right. So, K1, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna look for you on YouTube, and I'm gonna subscribe to your channel for sure.
You haven't subscribed yet.
This is the first time I've met this guy.
Right.
You know. Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Thanks for
Yeah, nice to
joining,
meet you too.
and I really appreciate
Thanks for
you.
having me.
And by the way, thank you for working in this hard time, the same as Anton, the same as Andre, and every other bus driver out there, and key worker. And this goes the same, not just for the UK, but for everyone who's working in key services anywhere in the world. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Without you, the world will stop working. It's a simple. Simple.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm going to end this. I have been recording the rest of this since the live stream did cut, which is a shame because I really wanted this to go out live as it was. But you know, I've recorded it. I'm going to put it out as part 2. And thanks for joining. But we have to do this again. Maybe next week. Who knows? But by the way, Key One, are you on the WhatsApp bus chat or Facebook group?
Yeah, as of today, yes.
I love that. Right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to end this. Has anyone got anything else they wish to add to their respective channels or viewers or subscribers or any other messages?
I'm going to do a little 2 minutes Q&A with my little subscribers before I sign off. But I just want to say thank you for everyone coming on tonight. It's good that we had Andy on and had Anton, had Chris, and had Kiwan as well. So it's pretty cool. So it's good. So I'm just gonna sign off, but I'm gonna spend 2 minutes before off to bed before anybody starts crying.
Cool.
There's Andre God. So yeah, that's my bit to say. So hopefully after this lockdown, so some point at the end of this year, or if not next year, all of us can meet up some point. So,
That works for me. All right, well, everyone, stay safe. Stay home if you can. Look after each other. Love you lots. Mwah.